And stop. Stop the big city traffic bustle and raise your hand if in the past 24 hours you have had a home-cooked meal or perhaps felt the comfort of your in-home heating system. Raised hands across the board. But seldom does one realize the importance of feasible energy in these simple life luxuries. Hi, I'm Raquel Reese, this is Natalie Mitchell, Avril Lemieux, and Jessica Brito, and we're here to answer the pressing question of when considering the overall benefits and negative effects of hydraulic fracturing, to what extent should the United States allow the possible expansion of the industry. Natalie is here with some background information on the topic. Natalie?
Hydraulic fracturing, also known as fracking, is a process of drilling horizontally into the Earth's crust in order to extract natural gas from shale rock. It is becoming increasingly more common practice in the United States due to the need for sustainable energy, the abundance of shale rock formations, as well as how natural gas is considered cleaner than coal. Though fracking has many benefits, many people oppose it due to the fact that there are many negative effects that it has on the environment, local government and infrastructure, as well as public health. These states, shown in dark gray and black, are at most risk to these negative effects due to the large amount of fracking wells within them.
Now I ask you to look past all this negative skepticism and look into what's the best possible option for America. In order for fracking to be supported in this country, research must be supported in order to develop strong regulations that allow government to establish an authority over fracking, preserve the environment, and ensure America's future prosperity. With the future aspect of the issue is Natalie. Natalie?
The biggest threat of the fracking process on human health and the environment is the chemicals being used in the fracking process. Thus, J.A. Chen and his colleagues with the U.S. Department of Public Health suggest that fracking companies include a full disclosure of the chemicals that they are using, because this will fill knowledge gaps and create a better understanding of the effects of these chemicals. And this is a big step in making fracking a safer process, because with this better understanding of the chemicals and their effects, the government agencies can create stricter and more effective regulations, which will benefit the future of the fracking process. Not only will it become safer, but it will also continue to be a sustainable energy source for the United States, as explained by Valeria Tomei, a lawyer who specializes in gas and oil law, when she estimates that by 2030, the U.S. is expected to become the world's largest shale oil producer, which can be directly benefited from hydraulic fracturing. This goes into benefiting the U.S.'s gross domestic product and decrease their energy dependency on other countries, which also will benefit the U.S. economy in years to come.
In terms of limitations of our conclusion, our conclusion does not account for deforestation, which is a major environmental concern involved with hydraulic fracturing. Also, we are faced with the issue of time and uncertainty, as research does take time and there is a chance of failure within this research, as with any other research that may perform across all areas of science. These conclusions may not point to what the U.S. would like to see in terms of establishing fracking here as a stable source of energy. Time also allows for the environmental impacts of the current state of fracking to continue to negatively impact our country. Therefore, government involvement will be essential. This will come from federal, state, and local legislatures working together in order to best develop regulations that apply to all fracking situations. In addition to that, research must be supported, and certain research studies that exist now must be updated. Researchers, from environmentalists to scientists in general, must be involved within this process in order to best apply all areas of science to this fracking study. This may seem like a lot and a lot of work for a little bit of advance in the environmental fracking industry. However, when you think of it in terms of neighborhoods who are innocent and just innocently involved in this fracking industry, no longer inhaling toxic chemicals or having contaminated water, you realize how important this is. Animals will no longer be put at risk and human health will be preserved. Now, it is time to investigate, not only for the state of America, but for the world overall. The curiosity of everyday citizens will inspire action of the government, and protection is our #1 goal.
Raquel, what is a way in which your team's resolution makes you think differently about your own individual research?
As I looked at fracking through the environmental lens, and I found that in terms of the environment, fracking was completely hazardous and in no way could benefit our country overall. As we developed our resolution, I found that fracking, when you look at it through perhaps the economic lens, which Jessica exemplified, can benefit our country as it gives us a leg up in the energy industry that is pressing across the world. In order for us to develop our own hold in the energy industry, fracking is a crucial step in order to develop this throughout our country. So as I evaluated my research when looking at the effects on water, induced seismic activity that happens as a result of fracking, and different effects on land and air quality, I found that fracking in no way could be supported and that the United States had to stop it at all costs. However, when my other teammates presented their perspectives, I found that fracking is in fact a positive way when not looking through in terms of environment, but in terms of economic and in terms of the future of America. Therefore, adjusting my way of thought from no fracking to adjustments to fracking in order to develop the best possible thing for America.
Natalie, in the future, what change would you make to your group norms, and how would you expect that to improve the team presentation?
So, I think that my group and I can agree that a better collaboration on our argument and better understanding of our topic and how it can play into our solution would be crucial could go a long way into improving our presentation and our overall argument, because we had a few things along the way that screwed us up into figuring out how our different aspects of the problem would play into our solution and how we could find a resolution that would apply to the majority of our lenses. So that would be one thing that we could fix in the future.